Hello. Hi. Happy to be here. Happy to see you. I'd love to, what? Okay. Anyway, let's try that again. Today, I'm sharing some of the insights that I have learned over the years about marketing. I would love if you said hi in the comments, even if you're just watching this on replay, and share the video if you find some value in it. In this session today, we're talking about 17 factors of a market to consider when you're looking at a new market. And we're on number 17, which is identify the gap in the market. What's the gap? Well, the gap is that place where nobody's doing something that needs done. Okay, so here's a good example that's relatively recent. Zapier. And that's spelled Z-A-P-I-E-R. Zapier is an innovation that fixes a huge gap in the market. API is a framework that allows different websites to talk to each other, different kinds of software. So maybe you have an autoresponder over here, somewhere in frame, right? And you have, I don't know, a CRM right over here. API is the framework that allows your autoresponder to talk to your CRM. Just as an example, CRM is a dumb thing to choose, but I'm just doing this on the fly. Okay, but coding the piece of code and knowing what to do with it that lets this talk to this is a pain in the neck. It's a place I don't go. I don't code. No. So Zapier came in and they have all these different services that they integrate with. So you can integrate your autoresponder with somebody else's autoresponder. For example, I've done that. And all it is you need to go in and get the little API keys and URLs and whatnot and keywords and whatnot. And you just put it in and you don't have to do any coding. Somebody came along and fixed this gap for us. Okay. Another gap, which used to exist in the market, was in the restaurant business. Okay. So you had restaurants, you had, drive in and sit down inside the building, right? Okay. Well, you get out of your car. You get out of your car and you walk inside the building and you sit down and you eat. And we still have those today, right? And then they had restaurants where you drove in and you parked and somebody came out, typically on roller skates, and, brought you the menu and took you your order and brought the order out to you and all this stuff. The gap was, what if you don't want to spend that time sitting in your car even and, taking the order and paying for it and waiting for it to come and then eating it and then all that time where you're just sitting in your car. Right. So somebody decided to put a restaurant in a building that had a little slidey window on it. I believe the original one was like a bank, in a bank. And now today, all over the world, we have fast food. And all you have to do is you drive through the little thing and you tell the person through the horrible microphone what it is that you want. And by the time you get around to the first window, then they're ready to take your money. And then you get to the second window and they have your food ready. That's an example of gap marketing. Now, the challenge is to go into your market, a new market, a current market, and find that gap. Where's a gap? So what is something that people have difficulty with, that they complain about, that they have to figure out workarounds for, and maybe they've accepted all of this. Sometimes it's hard to see the gap if you're really engrossed, if you're really ingrained in a marketplace. Sometimes it's much easier to see it if you're from outside the marketplace, if you aren't used to seeing how everybody works. That's the gap. So a gap is a common thing where people have problems between the I can do this, but I also need to do this. What's broken? What doesn't work easily? What's difficult to do but needs done? What should work but actually, instead of making your life easier, creates more work. Okay? So thank you so much for joining me today. Join me again in our next episode where we talk about 12 ways to research your market. And way number 1, we'll be using SRDS. And hey, if you'd like a copy of, I always turn it wrong, don't I? If you'd like a copy of my latest book, 45-Minute Marketing, hop on over to patriciarezatello.com/45. The link should be in the post. Hop on over and grab your free copy today. Thanks. I'll see y'all soon.